Hello, everybody. Good morning. It's the Astro Gravitational Report for today. What are you going to do with what's going on? Things shift, right? Things moved. If you follow the energy from yesterday, today the energy is going to be a little bit even more funkier than yesterday. Talking about it, these transitions of Lilith, that it goes and first of all hits Venus. It's kind of like yesterday was kind of like a warning about that. Today you're gonna feel this energy as soon as you're gonna wake up, because in the morning at 7 o'clock in the morning, the ascendant, which is that is gonna be the rising energies you see, and Venus and Lilith is gonna be together, and there's gonna be a lot of intensity within this Leo Taurus situations. That is going to be, this energy is going to be really, really piled up to the day. There's going to be many things that you need to be watch for it, especially because Lilith and Venus, they are in divine aspects with Saturn. Be mindful about third-party interventions. Be mindful of self-deceptions. You may also have to face off your own fears. There's going to be a lot of this is going to be going on within you, that it's particularly focused within the feminine energies, but that is about that tomorrow. This is going to happen into the masculine energies, which is going to be Mars. So stay in your toes today and tomorrow about this, because do not allow yourself to have negative thoughts, negative thinking. You're going to be allowing that energy of deceptions from within yourself. So be mindful what do you do, because yes, today's the test for this energies. You're really going to do it. Especially don't introduce your third party to your own inner wars within yourself. Don't allow third energies inside of you. What's going on? This is like you put your soul and the mind working together, and now you're introducing your ego inside, and the ego makes all this craziness to remove the soul out of your mind. So test anyone, intention someone in a personal, that could be you putting you're looking at for your relationship, and you're going with a third party, and that third party doesn't have any idea what's going on really within the relationships, and they introduce that energies within your relationship, and this could be a really tough for some of you, but it's a challenge, it's a learning process, and that's what these divine energies with Saturn are there for your own protections, learning, however you want to be for you. So that energy is going to be intense in the morning. So 10 o'clock, this energy is going to be boiled up. Is going to create all this, because there's going to be looking at that. We have the ascendant, Mars, Venus, and Lilith, which is those are 4 points. They're going to be facing off, which is there in Leo. They're going to be facing off the North Node, Jupiter, Uranus, midheaven, and the Moon. They're in Taurus. So 4 times 5, that is a 20 squares towards each other. So you can imagine how much this energy is just going to be kind of like a boils it up. There's going to be a lot of things. Maybe be careful with people, how you communicate, first of all within yourself, but also how you do it with others. And you may have to need to be patient during those hours, because later on at 11 o'clock the things is going to be getting better. And at 11 o'clock in the morning, midheaven, the Moon, and Mercury will trine Pluto. You're going to see that energy of conflict is like, you know what, let's talk about it. Let's get all this squared away. Because you're going to use what you have currently thinking about within yourself. It's going to be related into material situations, something that you do. If that is at work, that could be something that is going on, the problems at work in there about the material situations. Careful with what you're doing with a business stuff on that because it's also there in Taurus, in the second house, in there. For it is about you to evolve, because all these energies, midheaven, moon, and Mercury, they're going to be trining Pluto, but Pluto is retrograde in Capricorn. You have to see this cardinal shift, cardinal changes. Don't repeat the mistakes, and you're probably going to versus your old life, because that pressure there was at 10 o'clock maybe says like, you know what, I'm going to go back to my old life. I'm going to go back into the comfort zone. It's more easier. This pressure, these energies, these things, this stuff, it's too much for me. You're either going to facing your issues or you're going to give up on your issues. Test anybody? So talking about this is at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, the authority issues are going to be the versus the intuitions to change, because midheaven is going to be with the sun, but the sun is not in a good authority there. But the intuitions by this beautiful trine with Pluto there is retrograde, and the intuition is like, I ain't going back. I'm not going in there. I know what happened when I was there. I didn't grow. I didn't did anything. I did stupidities. You're gonna get in and out situations, and later on at 2 o'clock you find the balance within yourself. It's like, okay, it's time to get right. So between 2 and 3 o'clock in the afternoon, there's going to be a very beautiful time of energies there. This energies is going to be stabilizing the things within you until 4 o'clock. So what's happening at 4 o'clock? At 4 o'clock, that is going to be the energies at 7 o'clock in the morning. They're going to hit you like a rock. You have to act and react on all these energies that was piled up. You're going to have to go ahead and prove to yourself what you are made of. Those are intense energies, as I said there. You're going to have those situations because now the ascendant it is at Scorpio, but you also that rising energies of Scorpio shows up the things that was behind the shadow, and right now you're dealing with these energies that are coming in front of you. That energy is similar to yesterday. Some of you probably felt that, but it's going to be for a little bit while because it has to be cleaned these things up. These things has to be overcome, fears has to be faced, deceptions has to be faced. Talking about deceptions, be mindful what you're telling yourself. So don't self-decepting yourself because of fears. Fears don't lead to evolution. So talking about these energies, they're going to be from 4 and 5 p.m. About 6 o'clock, you're going to have like little shadows of the doubt work within you. There's going to be this shadowing period that you don't know, you're confused, and you're like, you know what, I just gotta go. And some of you maybe go hermit mode, going out for a walk, going out, take a shower, clean up all this energies, purging energies, because later on at 7 o'clock, when the ascendant goes into Virgo, you are going to be looking into that, making that judgment call. And that judgment call actually is going to be a very good, because it's going to be telling you to find these solutions in there. But who is involved on that judgment call? First of all, it's made by Uranus and the Moon. Because this is going to be calling for certain changes. You need to make changes. You need to make choices. You can't just be between the rock and the hammer. You need to find a way what you're going to be making out of this conflict between the rock and the hammer. And looking at in this, be mindful about that, because everything that happens in there, it is because that is trining the midheaven, the inner work is trining the Uranus and the Moon with Pluto, talking about these powerful planets of transformations. But you're going to be using your intuition to navigate this. That's what the power of the Moon is. you're like, oh my God, I sense what happened. I sense what it was. I see I need to change this. And I have to look at it, what happened in my past. Some of you may be digging into the past. And the past situations maybe help you to resolve this. So this is going to be at 8 and 9 p.m. Energies, about 10 o'clock. Be very mindful about your actions. Midheaven is going to be squaring this Mars, and now Lilith, since it's moved away from Venus, she's going to be between Mars and Venus. Usually when a Lilith is between Mars and Venus and that proximity we're talking about, this is the third wheel. This is the third situations. This is the deceptions within this and so on and so forth. So be mindful about your actions in there, because all these planets, they are going to be opposing Jupiter and Uranus, talking about face off, okay? But it's more going to be about warning about the masculine energies. So if you got something within feminine energies, be mindful how you act and react towards the feminine energies there. Allow the feminine energies, if they have some inner work to do, what they have to do with it. Let them find on their own, but don't take any actions, because as I see it here, they're not pretty. Because these actions could be very kind of like harmful. You already know what I'm talking about. Don't try to have any physical or any verbal abuse or anything else out there. And at 11 o'clock, the moon is going to the Gemini, and it's going to be squaring Saturn. Some people have a lot to learn. That's their issues. Your issue is about you to go ahead and find this learning from within your own self. What are you missing? What is the lack of that? Because Saturn, that it's in Pisces, that is to learn the mysteries, to focus within the mysteries. And since Saturn is about to go retrograde, yeah, that is going to be shift within your consciousness. That's going to be a consciousness of the things that you learn from almost pretty much of the end of the last year until now. The question is what are you going to review during Saturn retrograde? He's the teacher of life. All right, guys. So that's what is the quick astrogravitational report for you. Later on, in about 5 hours, we will discuss those energies and diving more within the details of what is cooking in the sky. All right, guys. Love you so much. Enjoy your day and be loved.